Okay, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Once again, it's your boy Onyx here, going full nerd. Let's go ahead and fade that music, Cal. What's up, everybody? Bang! We got the lights flashing. You know, if you notice, they flash when I talk. I got different things going on. I always try something different, and today looks a little bit different. Today, people, call it what you will. Independence Day, the 4th of July, Happy Colonizer Day, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Barbecue, everybody's doing their thing. And I think I need to explain before I get into the show and before I get to that real cool, shameless plug, I look different. I look a little spiffy. Hold on, wait a minute. We got to take the headset off for a minute. Get a little, we got the earring in, we got the fly haircut. Why? Because it's the day after my wedding anniversary, and me and the wife are going to go out to dinner to one of our favorite restaurants after this. And if I was like my boy, I'd do a food review. No, that's my spot. I like the food. I go there all the time. I don't need to review nothing. But before we get started with talking about Loki's episode 3 and 4, I'm going to go ahead and say that there just hasn't been enough time to watch everything I wanted to watch it to completion. So I'm a little behind. I'm going to give you Loki's episode 3 and 4 today. But there's some real funny stuff that's out right now. So if you get a chance, start watching America on Netflix and be prepared to come back and talk to me about that at another time. I think I'll do a live stream later this week on an off day. I'll go ahead and we'll talk about Netflix's America, because I started watching that this morning. I didn't finish it. It's a little off the chain. And then we also got to go ahead and do watch the Tomorrow War and all that good stuff, blah, blah. But anyway, let's get the shameless plug out the way, and then we could get started. And it's a different type of night because I got water and not my typical adult beverage, because I'm saving my typical adult beverage for when I go out with the dinner reservations. Okay, here we go. Shameless plug. What's up, everybody? It's shameless plug time. So thanks for checking out the podcast, Going Full Nerd. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe everywhere possible. So look for Going Full Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, goingfullnerd.com, and my Twitter handle, ONYXXX1969. You can also listen to the audio version on its home, Anchor.fm, but also on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you consume your podcast listening pleasure. Hey guys, let's get on with the show. And the getting on with the show is what we're going to do. So, you see today's episode. I think let's go back to the episode thumbnail. We're going to talk a little more about the Disney Plus series Loki. We're going to combine episodes 3 and 4, which are titled. Episode 3 was Lamentis. Episode 4 was known as the Nexus event. Now, let's get back to my beautiful face. All right, so here's the deal. You get 2 recaps opinions for the price of 1. Isn't that great? Loki's reached a turning point. Okay. That's great. Got a few questions along with a few I told you so moments and a surprise that really wasn't a surprise. So we're going to get a little more fireworks than the 4th of July. So let's get on with it. So now, episode 3, okay, which not last week, but it was the week before. We got some revelations halfway through the Loki miniseries. The Loki miniseries is going to be count them, 6 episodes. Now, here's the thing. I think my predictions so far have been pretty good. And we got revelations or surprises that I haven't already come up with. Well, we didn't, and things look pretty in line with the way I think it's going to go because realizations happen. And as we go further down the rabbit hole with Loki and Lady Loki, fully identified in episode 3 as Sylvie, seeing that they are forced to work together to survive an apocalyptic event on Lamentis. Okay. You know, so here's the thing. We came to the realization back on episode 3 that the two of them, meaning Sylvie and our 2012 Loki, are very different types of Lokis. And she is possibly not a Loki at all in the Lokiest sense. That gets confusing, doesn't it? I mean, that it almost gives me a headache. But anyway, so my theory about who she really is partially correct. Partially. Remember, if you look at the theory, I said that she was the enchantress. Well, they took elements of Sylvie, the enchantress from the comic books, and they have things of Loki all mixed up and all that good stuff. So here's the deal. She is a Loki, bottom down, but she is one that was identified as a variant at a very early point in her life. Okay, basics of this is that, you know, as she was abducted, when we'll get to that when we talk a little more about episode 4. But, we see that and it basically makes us realize that the timekeepers are not exactly who they seem to be. And they were pretty much, they're the problem. They're the villain. They are the villain, the timekeeper. And episode 3 was actually kind of short. And, you know, it left me wondering how our heroes make it out of this. I mean, obviously, with 3 more episodes left, there's going to be a race to the finish. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to make us want more. But when we're talking about episode 3, it was more of character development, character fleshing out. It was basically the Tom Hiddleston Loki learning more about Sylvie, okay? Trying to learn about Sylvie. And also, in learning about Sylvie, he was learning about himself. Now, episode 3, when compared to every episode of Loki that has aired so far, it was actually good, but it was the worst at the moment it aired because it was an incomplete story. It was like, okay, we're going to do this. We got this little crazy thing going, and then the next thing you know, hope went out the door at the end of the episode. And it just ended. Cliffhanger, boom. Sure death, whatever. So what can I say about episode 3? What can I say about episode 3 is we got to go into episode 4 where it really hit the fan. Okay. Episode 4, it straight up hit the fan. And it was at the beginning of episode 4, I realized episode 3 and 4 should have been one big long ass episode. Plain and simple. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. And this is the key that I'm going to say about that. The big revelations. The big revelation. To know that the TVA agents, and this is a spoiler, by the way, so if you haven't caught up with me, you're wrong. I gave you extra time to watch all these episodes, all right? I gave you extra time. So here's the deal. all the TVA employees are actually variants. Now that was revealed, okay? And that makes you go all the way back to the beginning to figure out a few things. Now, obviously, the show is called Loki. And with the show being called Loki, we knew from the end of episode 3 they were not going to die on Lamentis. They were saved in the nick of time by the TVA, especially after responding to all of the you know, time events, which what I've noticed is they didn't come to any fruition with the kablooey moment. Get it? How I referenced the kablooey gum? Anyway. Um, to the explosion that Sylvie set off in the previous episode before Lamentis. And all of the, timelines were going crazy and multiverse and all this stuff. TVA agents running around. We got to react to this. We got to react to that. We got to react to this. Now, here's the deal. We learned in episode 4, once we finally get through a little more learning periods, we see a little bit in the history of Sylvie. We notice that she was actually taken from Asgard in her timeline by TVA agent A23, known as Ravonna. That's Judge Ravonna, okay? Played by Gugu Mbatha-Raw. Okay, so here's the deal. Easter egg moment, A23. It actually stands for Avengers 23, which was the first comic book appearance of Ravonna. So you take that little tidbit, put it in your pocket, hold it, because I'm going to get to that. I'm really going to get to that when I do my theories at the end of this episode. Okay. So here's the deal. Okay. So we find out that she was taken. She went through the whole thing that our Loki went through back in episode 1, signed here, whatever, got in front of a judge. And when she escaped as a young child. So I'm still trying to figure out what was her Nexus event that she created. And, going back through the episode, and as you fast forward through the episode, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. She got the opportunity to ask Ravonna, Renslayer. She got the ability, she was able to ask and say, what did I do to get my timeline pruned and warrant being pruned? What made you arrest me? And, Renslayer, here's the thing. There's more to her than what meets the eye, because she hit her with like a Thanos moment from Endgame. She hit her with the I don't even know. I'm like, really? That's like the coldest slap in the face. She's been doing all this, and it was just like a slap in the face. I don't know why we grabbed you. We just know that you had to go. Now, you get this big funky, fight scene, the two Lokis throwing down with the TVA guards, everybody whooping ass. But this came after there was a realization. Okay. There was a lot of realizations. Number one, couple of realizations, and I'm going to get into it with a couple of things. First realization was from TVA agent B15, the big sister, the one that was always getting on Loki, like mind your place variant, let me prune this Joker, and the whole nine. Well, if you remember, you go back to the episode where they found Sylvie out in Rock's cart, okay, and she got, enchanted. Well, the thing is we found out in episodes 3 and 4 that the enchantment was pretty much, digging into that individual's memories. So here's the thing. C20, the one kidnapped TVA agent, basically she remembered things. She was originally from Earth, from a different timeline. She remembers it all, but now she's useless to the TVA. So we find out in episode 4 that she's dead. According to Ravonna, she was she deteriorated and killed herself or died, right? Not realizing that the TVA killed her. And that was the story they told Mobius. Mobius is a smart dude. Mobius started putting things together, especially after Loki revealed that they're all variants. And he started doing his own investigation on it. And he started seeing different things and wondering what the hell was going on. Now, here's the catcher. Here's the catcher. So he pulled a switcheroo and he found out what was going on. So he went, took Loki out of the time prison where we got the good cameo appearance by Jamie Alexander Sith. We haven't seen Sith since what was it, Thor Dark World? I mean, so that's pretty cool. You know, we saw her at Agents of Shield, but they trying to make Agents of Shield not canon and all this other stuff. But anyway, blah 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 blah. All that stuff could be canon because multiverse, poof, all that good stuff. But here we go. Shit hit the fan. We got our Wizard of Oz moment after the big fight scene in front of the Timekeepers. The Timekeepers were revealed to be animatronics, and Loki and Sylvie were very confused at this point what they had to do. Now, at this point, we had some serious issues. Mobius, Owen Wilson, wow, got pruned, which set Loki off. That was crazy. So they throwing down, they doing all this, they jacking up TVA agents, they throwing swords. Loki's doing his thing. No magic, of course, no real magic, not like they throwing bolts and stuff. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. The highlight of the whole episode was Loki got pruned. And, with 2 episodes left, it's like, well, what the hell, man? You got rid of 2 of the characters that we all watched this for. What are you doing, Marvel? What are you doing? Well, that's part of the plan. That's part of the plan to get some cool, good-looking television that you're going to get enthralled in. So here's the deal. I've got my questions after seeing that. And this is the first episode where they had an after credit scene. And we're going to talk about that after credit scene. So here's some things. I got some key points. Got some notes. Key points we're going to do. And tell me if you agree. Thumbs up, thumbs down, all that good stuff. Let me know. So here's the key. Number 1, is there any hope for the brainwashed victims and members of the TVA? Well, here's the deal. If they're all variants, their timelines are pretty much gone. So they have no place to go. We still got theories saying that that city inside Ant-Man and the Wasp is where the TVA is. I think it is. I think it is Chronopolis. I think it's Kang behind the whole thing. That's my big theory. And Ravonna, who from the comic books is known as Kang's queen, Kang's lover. And honestly, I think that's what's going. I think Kang is going to be behind the TVA, or is actually going to be Ravonna behind the TVA doing this, because let's talk the sacred timeline. The sacred timeline, there are things happening and they're going in, stopping certain variations from branching off into different chaotic Nexus events. Now, here's the thing. Why would you want to keep the timeline on a specific path? Well, if you're planning on trying to take over the multiverse, what would you want to do? If you remember Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, Doctor Strange looked at 14,605,000, if I remember. I don't remember. It's nerdy stuff, super nerdy stuff. I'm just the average nerdy. But you got that many possibilities. And he chose the one where they came out victorious with certain things happening. Now, here's the key. somebody's doing that on a grander scale. And maybe Doctor Strange was influenced back then to choose that one. How? Why? To get Iron Man out the way, to get Captain America out the way, to get Thanos out the way. Because Kang, being a multiversal, a multi-time top villain, would see all the differences and see the convergences and would know that heroes like that would have the skill and ability. I mean, you think about it, Iron Man figured out time travel. Okay. Which leads us to why they said when Loki brought up, well, the Avengers were doing time travel. I could tell Tony Stark's crappy ass cologne. He was like, no. And Ravonna was like, no, that was supposed to happen. Hmm. Oh, it was. Who deemed it supposed to happen? Because that still left a lot of unfinished business, especially when Cap stayed back with Peggy doing that slow jam with Peggy. Okay, doing his thing. All right, but B-15 was the real hero. Throw that. Now, we tried to figure out what was Sylvie's Nexus event. I am going to say her Nexus event was just existing. And the reason she was so old, meaning a young girl, her Nexus event really combined two things. And this is my theory. Number one, she was a Loki variant. And Loki variants being the god of mischief, randomness, and the thing about it, you think about certain little keys and notes. What happens to Loki? Loki finds a way to survive. Loki finds a way to come out and affect things around him. Loki was the reason the Avengers were founded. Loki was, in essence, the cause of Ragnarok. Okay? Loki was the catalyst for many of the events we've seen through the Infinity Saga. Okay? If Loki had not tried to stick Thor on Earth, he would have never got with Thanos. He never would have, any of that with the, coming back for Avengers, the Chitauri. None of that would have happened. It was all due to Loki. Everything. So here's the key. All Lokis are a threat to whomever is behind the TVA because of their randomness. All right. All right. So now let's continue it on. Now, Owen Wilson has been seen in additional scenes in promotional material. So he was pruned, but he may not have been pruned, as we found out by the extra credit scene when, hey, Ravonna erased Loki and Loki survived and met other Lokis. We got a comic book accurate costume Loki, a kid Loki, big black Loki, and a alligator or crocodile Loki. I can't tell the difference. So it really doesn't matter to me. All right. So here we go. Let's end this up. Because I'm going to go get some dinner. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Here's my theory. The theory is this. All right, Kang is getting introduced, but he's not going to have a prominent role within these last two episodes of the Loki series. What we're going to find out in the Loki series is that the TVA is basically run by Ravonna Renslayer, and Miss Minutes is part of that. And the fact that Ravonna was the only one that really goes up and talks to the timekeepers as the judge and does those things means she is the wizard behind the Wizard of Oz. Okay, so here's the thing. When you're pruned, you go to an alternate side dimension outside of the sphere of the TVA. But you can't get back in with the TVA without some assistance, and or you're unable to get back to enact revenge. That also could be the little bubble inside of the quantum realm, because why? Time runs differently in the quantum realm. Don't know. could be something dangerous. Well, when we got the after credit scene and we saw all the Lokis meet the other Loki, they said, "Come with us if you want to survive." Okay, so with that being said, okay, with that being said, well, maybe there's some things happening because if you go back to Ant-Man and the Wasp, when they rescue the OG Janet Van Dyne Wasp, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, okay, she said you got to be careful inside the quantum realm because there were things there that could get you. Was she talking about TVA agents or was she talking about other creatures that exist in those areas? Could it have been a lot of different variants that she had no idea on figuring out who or what they were? Okay. So those are things that you can kind of think because, hey, when Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, went into the quantum realm, he basically came out the same age. When she shrunk down and went in the quantum realm and came back out, she aged. Okay. So something's different. And then we got all the different types when Hulk was playing around with his version of time travel and this guy came back as a baby, came back as an old man, back and forth. That just kind of lets you know that they were either tapping into variants or they were in and out the fabric of the multiverse doing those things, causing cracks that will be explored in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, and the upcoming Spider-Man film, which in the upcoming Spider-Man film, a lot of the toys are being shown online now, and Spider-Man got a real cool outfit that shows Doctor Strange-like emblems emitting from his hands and a cool black and gold costume. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be real interesting. But back to the Ravonna Renslayer. She is trying to create a timeline where she gets back to Kang. Kang gets to rule the multiverse, and she was doing her part. Hey, that's my theory, guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm standing by. Next episode of Loki drops on Wednesday, and I think I'm going to go ahead and we're going to hold off on doing another theories change. We'll do a series end on Loki after the 6th episode. Now, next week, I'm going to go see Black Widow. Oh, man, finally, Black Widow. Whew. Man, I can't wait to review that. But here's the deal. I know I got a couple of messages and things like that. And here's the deal, guys. We got November 6th is coming up. And that's my play video games during the day, live stream, talk, charity fundraiser. We got some lofty goals. I'm going to go ahead and post the link and pin the link to make donations on my Twitter handle. And I'm also going to post it on the community section of the YouTube channel. I really hope that everybody gets a chance to go ahead and donate. It helps Children's National Medical Center in Washington, D.C. But if you want, if you kind of don't want to, you don't trust the charity or whatever, and you just say, you know what, I just want to be a member of Going Full Nerd. Just go on, get a membership, and know that I donate the proceeds from the membership, even though YouTube has not cut me a check as yet. And I will let y'all know when I do get a check from YouTube. Woohoo! I will be donating that to Children's National Medical Center in Washington, D.C. Why? Because that's what I do. All right? That's what I do. Hey, kids don't ask to get sick. Parents don't ask for their bills. So we do what we can do. Anyway, I'm going to go get some dinner. So here's the deal. We got a lot of cool things that's popping up. Hey, I am reading and listening to you guys. I'm going to take a look at the Star Wars trailer, the anime stuff, Star Wars Visions. I am going to take a look at it. Eddie, I saw that. Hey, random things. Tomorrow War. America. What, I also got the question of, hey, what are some things that you like to watch or recommend that we watch that's coming out or been out? Heck, I don't know. I watch all sorts of crap, but we gonna see. Lovecraft Crunchy. Lovecraft Country got canceled. Wow. Wow. I guess I'm gonna have to watch it and give my opinion. I have not watched any episode of Lovecraft Country. I heard it was real good. So it really scares me when shows that get deemed real good don't get second seasons. That's wild. That's wild. But I can tell you right now, hey, Going Full Nerd ain't getting canceled. This is my 7th season on the air. Why? Because I produced this. Hey, you produced this, and we just here for the ride. This is water. This is water in a color changing cup to let me know that it's still cold. Mm. I gotta have water. I gotta hydrate. I gotta do what I can, feel better. I think I'm gonna go get a nice steak. That sounds real good. But anyway, everybody, hey, remember, hey, send me ideas. Send me what you want to watch. And all right, here goes the thing. I'm gonna guess a number between 1 and 10. Okay? 1 and 10. Guess a number between 1 and 10. Here's the deal. Matter of fact, I'm going to write that number on a piece of paper right now. And if you're watching live right now, pick a number between 1 and 10. All right? Pen. Okay, I've just picked a number between 1 and 10. If you are watching this video, if you are watching this live right now, please pick a number between 1 and 10, and I am going to send you an invite, and we're going to talk about anything nerd related you want. You just got to send me what it is, and I will send you a link, and we will do a live stream, me and that person, on Wednesday night. Okay? So, and we'll talk about anything, any nerdy subject or whatever. So drop inside a number between 1 and 10. 1 and 10. All right? Come on. I know there's more of y'all in here. I can see there's more. Okay? I can see how many people in here. All right. Okay. All right. Come on now. All right. Okay, come on. That's it. That's it. No, we done. That's it. That's all I'm getting. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. We had two people. We had two people. Two people. We see in these numbers. I got a 7, a 10, a 4. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, this is what we're going to do. We got a tie. Because the number I picked and wrote on a piece of paper was 7. So Low Cuts, Fully Geeking Out. I'm going to send each of you a link. And the three of us are going to chew it up Wednesday online. Okay? Online. I'm going to send you a link. All you got to do is click the link from your internet browser. If you have a camera, you're good. You'll be on camera. I'm going to do a group conference. And we just going to kick it. We're going to kick it. We're going to talk some smack. We're going to talk some junk about superheroes, whatever. Okay? We're going to do it. So I'm going to send you the link. If you show up, you show up. If you don't show up, it's all good. I will post everything, the details. I will do that on tomorrow. I will post the details. You two are going to get a private DM link on Twitter with the link. And so it'll be Low Cuts and Fully Geeking Out, kicking it with me on YouTube Wednesday. Okay? Wednesday evening. I'll say, let's arbitrarily say 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay? So think about what you want to talk about, guys, because I'm going to send you the link. And we're going We're going to see if it works. This is going to be the first time I tried this. Well, not the first time I've had somebody live stream, but I'm going to try some new software. You two are going to be the guinea pigs. We're going to figure it out. But anyway, let me hit that funky outro. Get ready for dinner. And as always, if you can't say something nice about somebody, everyone, don't say anything at all. Send it to me. Let me say it. Be safe. For those celebrating the 4th of July, 10 fingers, 10 toes. Ask Jason Jason Pierre-Paul. He knows. Don't be messing with the fireworks, people. Be careful out there. Peace, y'all. And I'm out of here. Let's see what music what track we gonna do. I'm still fly. I can't help myself.
Everybody smoking all the greenery. Close the match 'cause they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly, I know.
Uh-oh. I'm still fly, I'm still fly, let's go.
It could all be worse, I could be a hater
like you. All right, hey, as always, thanks a lot, guys. I was a little kind of goofy giddy because I'm ready to go out with my baby, so I gotta do my thing. So peace, y'all. Thanks for all the birthday wishes the week prior. Thanks for the anniversary wishes. Holla at y'all. I'm out.